If you could tell me a bit about yourself, about your journey, and what made you become a musician in such a difficult environment for musicians?
Well, I remember I was 11 years old when uh, actually, when we are kids in the environment of subcontinent, when we are kids, our parents pushes us to the mosque and we recite naats over there. So I was that kind of kid, and that the Molvi Saab would ask my mother to bring Asmaar over here every Friday because I had a good voice, what people said. Then all of a sudden I was listening to different kind of music, music with a meaning. I was listening to Junaid Jamshed, Janoon, and some English music as well at my 11th years, when I was 11 and or 12 years old. At that time I thought I'm the younger kid in home, and all my brother and sister, they went to different cities for the education. I was alone in home, and I wanted something that could make me feel more comfortable and more friendly with itself. I listened to music, I started writing it. I remember I read a lot of poetry when I was a kid. I was reading Mirza Kimir, Mirza Ghalib, and I was a huge fan. I didn't know what that poetry meant, but I loved reading it. So that pushes me to start writing. And then after writing, I knew I had a good voice. I could, do it. So I started singing songs. My parents took it very easy. They said, okay, that's fine. The kid is, messing up. But in my heart, I always knew that that's my passion. Even when I was a kid, I knew one thing, that I want a special day in my life. Maybe it's in my 40s, maybe it's in my 50s if I have life. That someone would ask me, what is the most important day in your life? And I would say to that person, the day when I knew, the day when I was born, the time when I was born, and the time when I get to know why I was born. So at that time of my age, I knew I want that day to come soon, because this is what I'm going to do. God has sent all of us in this world with a purpose, and it's our responsibility. The biggest responsibility on a man's shoulder is to know what is the most important thing in his life, what he's going to do with his life, what's the position he's going to hold into his hands when he dies. Then the people would remember him, that's why this guy came over in this world. And in my that age, I knew all about this stuff. I was reading a lot of books and everything, and I thought, okay, music is close to my heart. I'm gonna do music in a spiritual way. I'm gonna find myself. And still, I'm 26 years old, and still I pray to God that, okay, I want to find myself. Help me, so I can find myself. And this music, I know what people think. When you write lyrics, eventually you need to convey your message. Don't take in a single way, take in both ways.
All right, let's hear something from you. I believe that you also recently made a song video in collaboration with some Indian artists.
It was my first song. I have done a lot of cover songs as well before. I was singing Enrique Iglesias' song, and I was singing Coldplay, Chris Martin, and Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I was, psychedelic rock and roll. I was playing all those music in concerts. So this was my first song. I wrote this, I composed it, and then I made a contract with an international label, and it's a great song.
Let's hear it. Song was.
Well, as you said, that life is not a bed of roses. So I just want to say that what really that song meant is to live the moment. Like in life, you're gonna have good, happy moments or sad moments, but it's up to you to live each moment and just remember that and cherish the people who are with you in that moment, and just be in that moment basically. So I think that was the
live in the moment. That is the message that you got, Asmaar. Now, can you please clarify what really was the message?
I will somehow agree with both of them. But in my heart, today is a very special day. It's a Eid day, very full of happiness, and Everyone is in their homes, living
Roasting
the moment.
mutton.
Yes, parties and everything, yeah. And the last line was पतझड़ में जो फूल मुरझा जाते हैं वो बहारों के आने से खिलते नहीं, कुछ लोग जो यूं ही बिछड़ जाते हैं वो हज़ारों के आने से मिलते नहीं. So my clear message was from deep of my heart in these special days, you all are living in your home with your family, hold them tight. Don't let them go. Family is the most important thing in the world. This is the first priority you have in this world. All other things, they are just, you're going to do it. They are second. Family is the most important thing. No matter if brothers got angry to each other, sisters got, you have this issue in subcontinent, you know that. Sisters got, they
It's a universal thing.
Yeah, but we, actually our cultural history is, we we represent a family, combined family system in the world,
right,
which is not mostly in other countries. If we look in the West or in the States, it's not in there that much that we value this thing more. So if something represents us, if something that bound us with so much love, then we need to hold it. You need to neglect the small issues like, oh, what she said about me, my kid. Don't worry about that. It's a very special day. The message that
care about your loved ones,
care about your family, care about your mother. Your mother is the most important person in this world. Your father, he has done a lot for you. He has fought a lot for you. He could have been living in his like paradise circle, but he sacrificed a lot for your happiness. So just take care of them. Just love them as much you could. If I would go to home after the show, even if I would kiss my mom's feet, that won't be enough for what she have done for me.
Absolutely, that's a great message. Asmaar, how do you traditionally celebrate Eid al-Adha?
I celebrate with my family, and we all brothers and sisters settled in different cities. So eventually we go to village and we celebrate it together. And what I think about this event is, this is in our religion, this is the best example of accepting God's will in the history of mankind. And now this is, very tricky. What God's actually like is to take care of humanity. So if you are going to take care of humanity, God will be very happy. More happy than you go praying all the time.
And this is why we have the sacrifice on Eid al-Adha, so that meat can be distributed among those people who are poorer than you or not as fortunate as you.
Exactly.
And that is the real lesson.
That's what I was about to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But I said it for you. All right, Asmaar, we also heard about that video you were talking about earlier. So let's hear that song that you made for that video. Can you start with the song, and then maybe we'll try to find that video and play it as well?
Sure. I won't play it on my guitar, but
why?
I will just...
You'll just sing it?
I'll sing it, yeah.
Please go ahead.
Janiya tere bina kaise guzarta hai waqt, मांगूं क्या तुझसे सिला जब झूठी थी मोहब्बत, इश्क की है जो इंतहा इस दर्द की है नहीं दवा, ऐ खुदा मांगूं तुझसे क्या मैं की है यार की परस्तिश, ना कुछ है चाहिए एक सवाल मेरा वो खत नहीं वो रात है, ये अधूरी सी एक बात है, हाँ समझ तू गया है, ना ये तू है ना वो रात है,
जब झूठी थी मोहब्बत इश्क की है जो इंतहा इस दर्द की है नहीं दवा ऐ खुदा मांगू तुझसे क्या मैं की है यार की परस्ती
Well, that was great. An excellent song, Asmar.
Thank
Very
you so
nice.
much.
And I believe that it's about loneliness and rejection.
Yes.
That's the theme of the song.
Yes, exactly.
What did you think of it, Nadia?
Beautiful song. I must say, very deep, very deep.
Excellent. Of goals and dreams, I think Asmar has a message for us on this very topic. Asmar, would you like to share your message to the people of Pakistan, in fact, to the whole world, wherever this program is being seen?
Before this show, I was discussing with Waqas in office an experience, an example of not giving up on your dreams. I would like to share that again with all the people because it's really important for your life. If you're a kid, if you're a teenager, if you are still living in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, what I believe, if you're 50 and so sorry to say, and you haven't changed yet what you liked, you haven't done anything for your passion, what you have in your teenage, and you are still 50 years, I guess you have wasted 30 years of your life. This is really important. With my knowledge, I have a very little knowledge. What I could have studied and what I read, all them books, all them great people. We had Nelson Mandela, an example in front of us. We had Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Clay, greatest boxer of all times, who converted to Islam because of this. Is a very important day for that because everyone is equal, even if it's black, even if it's white, even if it's rich, even if it's poor, small, big, doesn't matter. Everyone is equal, and this is the perfect example of this Eid. When you go to pray, you hug each other. That's the message God has blessed us with. This is what Muhammad Ali accepted and changed his religion to Islam because he was black and he thought there's only one religion in the world who said that everyone is equal. So Muhammad Ali had a very rough life, he had a very hard-working life. He had a dream to become the greatest boxer of all times, and he became the greatest sportsman of all time in the history. And he was the #1 sportsman in the 20th century. And that was only one thing that kept him going, and it was his dream, his passion, what family I belong to, we don't really go into arts. We are either doctor, scientist, engineer, and I became an engineer first thing, and then because I had this passion when I was a kid to become a singer, and I am now sitting in front of you. Waqas is the perfect example of my life. He, sir, is the, I've been watching his shows. You know, when you watch TV and you change your channels and suddenly you watch some guy and you listen to him, yeah, he's a great personality. You are one of that kind to my life.
Thank you.
And when I came over here today and when I saw you sitting in front of me, that was the message clicked in my mind. I never gave up on my dreams. I am on my way. And this is the reason for not giving up. I'm sitting in front of you, sharing my ideas with you.
Absolutely.
Which is a great honor for me.
Great, it's an honor for me too.
It's a very big kind of EID package for me.
Well, thank you
I would
very
say.
much, Asmaar. That's very kind of you to say that.
Thank you.